What's up YouTube, Cap over here and welcome to the Cap side. Today I've got a UU battle with Smel from Reddit. And if you aren't aware, we're pretty active on Reddit and that's how we get most of our battles, through Reddit. Or if you haven't already, subscribe or follow us on Twitter, and that's another great way to get a battle with us and possibly get featured on the channel. So with that, I'm going to tell you what I brought to this battle. As I brought in two RBL members, the Snorlax and Goodra. And I also brought in Quagsire, Swallow, Meloetta, and the Leafeon. And I thought he would have led with his Galvantula, so I went to my Snorlax, as I could say a couple mean words and get at a +1 attack and +1 defense. So I thought I would have been pretty good there, and I could have swept with Fluffy. Not big. But he sends out his Trevenant, and I'm like, sorry Fluffy, you don't want to get burned. We ain't got the burn heals around. We don't have those resources. I'm sorry. So I gotta switch him out and go into the voice as Will-O-Wisp will come on through and connect, and I can bluff the Guts activated Swallow, which is pretty awesome because this is my special attacking Swallow. That's right, he's choice spec, he's got the boom burst, and he's scrappy, so he can hit everything on sight. This thing does put in the work, as it's going to knock it down to its focus sash, and for some reason I thought this Galvantula would have outsped me, and I just make a switch over here, and this is where a series of unfortunate events happens as I go into No Care Sam, and No Care Sam is going to care about those sticky webs. It's going to slow down my entire team, and that will haunt me in the future. So, and then I realize this thing gets energy ball, and I'm like, oh snap, I gotta switch on out and go into my Goodra. And I would have sort of redeemed myself if I had a physical move on this Goodra, but I don't. So it was just really bad playing on my part, just that whole series. Just try to wipe it out. So I'm gonna go for a Dragon Pulse, taking out this Galvantula finally, after it has left its mark with a sticky web on the field that will slow my team down and let this Sharpedo outspeed a lot of my members. At this point, I don't know if this Sharpedo has Ice Fang, so I have to go into my Iron Leafeon and hopefully take any attacks this thing wants to deal, and take it well too. But it does get the ability Strong Jaws, and which means he's going to be gnawing on some things. He's going to be gnawing left and right, front and forward, back, you know, just everywhere with his Ice Fang, and he does reveal he has the Ice Fang. So I'm really scared because Ice didn't fare well with my team at this point. He's going to take some Rocky Helmet damage, but Ice Fang will take me down, and I lose my physical ball this early into the battle, which is really unfortunate. So I have to scare out this Sharpedo with the only thing that outspeeds it, which is Swallow, and hope that he withdraws, which he does, but he goes into Slurp. Not Sip, but Slurp. So I'm gonna go into the Boom Burst, and Slurp's like, I don't care, I'm just gonna slurp my soup all the time, not sip it. And I'm like, wow, that's not a lot of damage, Slurp. You took that well, you took it well. So I'm gonna switch on out and go into my No Care Sam, because No Care Sam does actually care if you sip or slurp. As he goes for the Ice Punch, and I'm like, oh snap, does everything on his team have an ice attack? And if they do, that's not very good for my team because they don't handle that well. And No Care Sam once again will be the recipient of a series of unfortunate events, get the crit and poison. And if I thought that wasn't bad enough, I actually go for Substitute and deal more self-damage to myself. So No Care Sam is taking a lot of unnecessary damage, and unfortunately he's taking a lot of my misplays too. So as we can see, it doesn't break my sub, so I thought I was in a really good position here, as I'm going to go for the Earthquake, take down Slurp. That's right, Slurp is going to go down to an Earthquake, and No Care Sam gets a kill, but I'm like, alright, behind a sub, I have one more attack, and whoever wants to come on in, that's okay, because I can deal some damage that they don't want to take. So I'm behind a sub, and a sub is awesome. So Chandler comes on through, and I'm like, this is the best situation, I'm going for Stalled or Earthquake. But he goes for an Energy Ball, and I see my HP drops to 0, and I was flabbergasted at what just happened, because I was behind a sub, but later on I did learn this thing had Infiltrator, totally blanked out. Another misplay on my part, no care Sam. I'm so sorry about that. So sorry. So I know he's stuck into Energy Ball. As he goes into the Porygon 2, and I just go for Dragon Pulse as Porygon 2 gets a boost in attack, which is totally fine by me. That's okay. Totally fine. So he's gonna not get a lot of damage as he's gonna go for the Ice Beam, and that does quite a bit of damage considering I'm Assault Vested and a Goodra, as I'm gonna go for the Sludge Bomb, hoping I can get a poison, as if it does come to me stalling out this Porygon 2, I can outstall it with the poison on itself. So thankfully I do. The hack gods were on my side today. They were. As I'm gonna send out Fluffy Not Big, because he can take whatever the thing wants to deal. If he wants to go for an Ice Beam, I'm thick fat. So he actually goes for a Tri Attack, and unfortunately Fluffy Not Big gets paralyzed. That's right. But Fluffy Not Big is a marathon runner, not a sprinter, not a 100-meter sprinter, so he's in here for the long haul. That's okay. That's totally fine. That's totally fine, Fluffy. Fluffy has been working on his endurance as Sharpedo comes on out, and I'm like, I gotta get this curse up because this thing's gonna think I'm a donut. And Snorlax doesn't like being objectified as a donut, but who does? Who does? So I'm gonna get my lefties. I'm at +1 attack and defense, so all Fluffy Not Big has to do is take this crunch relatively well and go for a body slam. So he does get the defense drop, which cancels out my curse. I only get +1 attack, but that's enough to take out this huge threat of a Pokemon. And Sharpedo's going to go down because when you objectify a Pokemon as a donut, Karma's going to come back and get you. So thankfully I'm paralyzed and I can scout what this thing has. He cannot burn me, so I don't have to worry about the Will-O-Wisp at all. And I did know that Leaf Seed was coming. I was so tempted to switch into my Goodra, but like I said, I want to scout how much damage I could do and what this thing's attack was, because I figured it would have either Leaf Seed, Will-O-Wisp. I didn't know what its two remaining attacks were, so I want to scout what it was, and I want to see if it was the Rest Lum or the Citrus Trevenant. So I do see that it's got the Horn Leech, which is awesome. I can switch into my Goodra, and Goodra will wall this thing quite well, as the only attack it can do is, well, it can just Will-O-Wisp me. So unfortunately Fluffy Not Big took a lot of damage just for my curiosity, as we do learn curiosity almost kills the cat, but the cat has a couple of lives left. Just a couple. So Raspberry's gonna come on out, and he's gonna get stuck in the Sticky Web, which is really big at this part of the battle because, well, I do get my attack boost. I really wish I put an attack on this thing, as he's gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, and we learn over here that he outspeeds me. And that's going to play a huge part into this battle because I cannot KO this thing unless I get a crit. 2 crits, that is. And I learned that this is the Rest Lum Trevenant with Horn Leech, Leech Seed, and Will-O-Wisp. So this thing is made to last, and it shall last against a bulky Goodra. It doesn't even land an attack on me, just only Will-O-Wisp. And it's gonna wall all of these. I do get the freeze. I was so happy, but I was really hoping it wouldn't get its harvest, as it does get its harvest and eat up that berry once again. Feeling a bit hungry, Trevenant. You're just way too hungry right now. Eating non-stop in this battle. That's Snorlax's job. He eats quite a bit, but obviously that's not happening, as I'm going to go for an Ice Beam, knowing that it does a lot of damage, but he can switch into his Chandelure at any point of the battle and simply preserve this Trevenant. So I was really worried of that worry. But I knew that in order for me to take this thing down, I had to get a max damage Ice Beam twice, which is not going to happen, as he's just going to eat up his berry once again. and go for the rest. So all plays aside, this thing is doing a good job of walling me and looking pretty healthy at the same time. So I knew I have to get this thing at a point where my Swell can come in and take it down. And Goodra unfortunately has to stay in this battle to take down the Trevenant, as Goodra's health is not at a point where it can take any more attacks from the Chandler or anything else that remains, which is not good. It's not good at all. So Goodra will finally go down and I can send out the voice. And finally, after this long battle, I take out the Lullaby. And I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm like, alright, I see the Shady reference. It's stared at me for quite a while right now. Quite a while, because Lullaby is Shady's GBA Pokemon, as we don't know. And I do learn this thing outspeeds me, so this thing is Choice Scarf, because a normal Chandler wouldn't have outsped me. So some really good information to note over there as he locks himself into Fire Blast. And I will get stuck in a sticky web, but I'm paralyzed too. So all I have to do is take this Fire Blast somewhat well and not get paralyzed. So I get the rest off, which is so awesome. Really great. And I'll get back to full health, as I am the thick fat variant of Snorlax, so Ice and Fire will not do as much damage as it should. And he's hitting all his Fire Blasts. Like, Chandler has been doing some major target practice, and he's well trained for accuracy. At this point, I just gotta wait till I wake up, and then I can start body slamming stuff or rock sliding stuff. But this thing comes in once again, getting the attack boost, showing me that he wants to peck me to death, and I'm like, that's not gonna happen today, man. You're a special attack. I've seen your moves. So gonna get leftovers once again, and I'm almost back at full health, as this thing's gonna dwindle down to poison damage and go for the recover. So we're gonna be in here for the long haul, as I'm gonna finally wake up. I want to see how much damage I do on this Porygon 2, and it's not enough to take it down. So I do know I have to go for a curse and try to take advantage of the poison and the recover thing going on. So he's gonna go for a Tri Attack, and every time he went for this, I was scared and hoping that he wouldn't get the Para, Freeze, or Burn, because that would just ruin my day. I would get pretty salty, really salty. As I'm just gonna yell a couple mean words at him, because I don't want him to get any of those hacks. So you gotta curse your Snorlax was saying some mean, harsh words, putting on his trucker's cap and saying those mean words. As he's gonna go for a Tri Attack once again, and then obviously those words were working. They were working. As he's not gonna get the Freeze, Para, or the Burn. That's right. I'm scared of the 10% on either of those. Really scared. So Porygon 2 will still live with a bit of HP, and I thought over here one more Body Slam. Actually, I just go for a curse. Once again, I'm at +2, I do believe, and I figured over here I'd be fine. Anything that comes in now will not enjoy a Rock Slide or Body Slam. As he's gonna just get dwindled down to Poison once more, and go once again for a Tri Attack, trying to get those 10% in his favor. As I'm gonna go for a Body Slam, and I'm like, alright, he's at that much HP, the poison should take him down. But as we know, Porygon 2 does not go down at all. As he's going to go for another recover more health. However, I'm going to get more leftover damage, or lefties, and look at a better position, as I'm going to go for another Body Slam. And then at this point I'm like, alright, Porygon 2 should go down to poison. But as we know, Porygon 2s are annoying and they don't go down easily. So he's going to go for a Tri Attack, knowing that the next Body Slam that I go for will take it down. But I didn't want to take any risk, and I went for a Body Slam, finally taking this Porygon, this wall of a Pokemon blocking my path. The roles were reversed in this battle, but I simply just Fluffy not big was like, you don't, that's not how you do it, man. That's not how you do it. And this channel will come on through, showing me that his last move was the trick. And I'm like, wait a minute, am I locked into Body Slam? But luckily for me, I'm not locked into Body Slam, and I go for the Rock Slide, taking out this Chandler with one hit because I'm a +2 rock, and finally getting the win. So really good battle, Smel. Yeah, that's right. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you want. And it was really awesome to see the RBL members really pulling their weight in this battle, as they were the Snorlax and the Goodra, and the test run was pretty successful. So I'm really looking forward to using those mons in the RBL. And yeah, so with that, enjoy your day. And this is Cap signing out. I'm gonna go for the witch. He needs to go to the spa. He's had a long day. She needs her little self-love. So,
and let's see the flamethrower. Let me see live that. I'm gonna live that. Just fine.